Hello, Kaizen, and welcome back to our stream. Today, we have a mixed Tier 3 game, starting off week 2 of playoffs. And on the left, we have O7, and on the right, we have Phantasma Dryazm. We have Walker on the camera, and I am Finny. He's all by himself today, unfortunately. But we do have some bans. So, from the side of O7, we have a Ram ban and a Farah ban, and from the side of Dryasm, we have a Tracer and Kiri ban. So I know a bit about Dryasm, and I know Fafita is a bit of a bit of a Farah guy. So I'm assuming there's some target banning going on there. Um, so I mean, rightfully so, though. I've seen that guy on Farah. It's a bit crazy. Both teams are going to come out here on quite different comps. We've got a bit more of the brawly type, and we've got a bit more of the dive from the side of O7. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play into that. And we do look like we're going in. The ball is looking for the first pick to drive on here. Ball comes in, knocking Lucio off height. It's going to slam onto the Lucio. Will he get the pick here? Unfortunately not. Both teams, as I said, are just looking to find that one pick first. The Genji does dive in with the ball, with the Lucio as well, forcing Dryazm into that room. Lucio falling very low. Will he get the final pick? He does get a pick on it, but nobody does get a pick back onto the Freya here. So they are 1-1 right now. So 4v4, who's going to win here? Moira is on the point by herself. Paul does come to back up. They do get to a point onto Kara, and nobody gets a pick onto Berger here. And Mario getting the pick onto nobody. It is looking like the fight is falling towards more Dryazm, but Ares does get a pick, but unfortunately gets picked off there. Yeah, that was a great fight from both teams. Getting the ball getting that pick onto the Lucio straight away was a great pick. But the ball is back already. As we know, ball is very fast. Can get in and out of situation in a heartbeat. But Gluita gets a pick onto Beast here. That's very unfortunate for the side of O7, but they are forced kind of to push back here. But ball probably will try and get some, some damage in onto them. As you've seen, he does have slammed here. However, it's not found anyone just yet. Forced out by the Lucio here. And both teams are just trying to get that pick, trying to find an opening just to push in. Virus is used from the Sombra and slam onto the whole team. However, falling very low. Does get a pick though onto Berger. But Glutica gets picked onto B. The mines are forced here with Irissa as well, clearing all the mines. A huge Irissa roll though to get rid of all the mines. Although the ball is falling very low, the Freya ult does come out here, finds no one, and a huge slam from the ball. However, falling very low again, Hero comes out, is it going to get anyone? It is looking for the Lucio, however the Lucio has sped off here. But it does look like they are forced out Dryazm here. But, a huge boost onto Mario here. It's looking to, like it's the side of O7 here with 78% on for Dryazm, a huge percentage though. Yeah, huge percentage for Dryazm. Hopefully, all they really need now is one fight and just to secure it there. However, with the ball, it's gonna be very tricky with this hard dive, with the ball, the Genji, the Sombra. It's very tricky to work around that. Ball is looking for an opening here. Sombra is hiding on top, but is found. Will she be able to get out, or are they going to force it? A huge slam from the ball. But however, Mario does get a pick onto Breeze. Sojo is popped right now, and he doesn't find anyone. Fafita finding a pick onto the Lucio. Eri is getting a pick onto Ryzen, forcing out Lamp as well. However, they have switched the point back in their favor. All they have to do now is just stay here, secure it. But O7 do have 4 ults here. Are they going to see 4 ults come out? Yeah, we don't know. They are looking to get a touch here though with the Lucio. There's an early beat here, and Mine and EMP all at once. Hopefully getting the pick onto the DPS, which they do. However, Mario just get a pick onto the Lucio, which is very unfortunate. But then Mario also gets a pick on Ares, absolutely clearing up here with the Moira coming out. from O7, nobody getting a pick onto Gluita. However, Orisa does ult here, finding no one. However, but Lamp was used there. Orisa still fighting for this point here. However, Burger does get a pick onto Kare here. It's looking actually like it's a 1 point to Dryazm. Such a winnable point for O7. Unfortunately, that Orisa just kind of got them consecutive picks, enabling their team to just jump back right in. So I think next time maybe focus more on trying to take out the people on the point. Might be a bit more viable for them. However, I'm really liking this ball and Sombra and Genji and that dive comp. I'm really enjoying it. It's giving a nice flow. It's just about finding the right people to pick off here. We are seeing a swap to the cast here. Definitely a great choice, especially into Sombra and ball here. Definitely will help you when it comes to the diving, especially with Cass's flashbang. Definitely a good option here. Sombra is looking for a hack here, just scoping it out, trying to find the right pick. They are all playing now, the man stand, but Mario gets a pick onto Kara here. Very unfortunate, just unfortunately out of position there. But nobody is looking to get some damage here, maybe get a pick. However, they do force out Lamp here. Sombra does hack the ball, and unfortunately the ball does fall to Glue Eater here. And then it's looking, as I said, just for Dryazm just clearing up now. I think what O7 kind of need to think now is what else can you do other than just the ball here? You know, they've gone full counter swap here. You've got the Sombra, they've got the Cass. It's making it very hard for this ball to get some viable damage here. So both teams, like I said, are just looking to find that pick, find that moment, just for them to push in. Ult-wise, though, both teams are looking quite equal right now. I am probably looking to see the ball get ult quite early here, but the ball does get hacked by the Sombra. Are they going to die here? But they do manage to get out. However, Ryzen gets the pick onto them. The Orisa is falling very low with a huge lamp from Ryzen again. Saving the whole team. Ryzen does have ult. Is he going to use it? We will not know yet. However, they do get a point switch here for the side of O7. Maybe they're just trying to get that contest. But we do see the castle come out here, finding no one, but getting nobody very low. And Mario gets a pick onto the ball here. And Phantasma getting a pick onto Kara. It is again looking like it's going to go to Dryazm here. I thought they played that really well. If they could only just hold it just a little bit longer, just so then they are forced to come to point to get back. The ball, though, is looking to hide a bit around the back. However, Sombra has found them. I wonder if they're just going to jump on the ball right now. Are they going to try and get out? And it's looking like he's just trying to fight it out here, trying to get that first pick. We have got a few ults coming up from both teams here. I'm probably looking to see an Orisa ult with maybe a combination with Sombra, but we do see the Lucio ult come out and Sombra ult as well. But the Lucio ult coming from both teams with Orisa ult finding a few people. Hopefully he's going to get any picks here. It's just not. But we are seeing the mines come out as well. The Bath ult from Dryazm. However, it's looking like they've won that fight there. However, they did get the point switch from the side of O7. So all they got to do now is contest so the rest of the team can get back. Burger getting a pick though onto Kara again. The ball might be getting a pick onto Lucio. However, it is hacked and it has fell to Burger again. And as I said earlier, I think the ball might need to swap, especially with the Sombra here. I mean, maybe with the next map they might try and ban the Sombra, but we do have seen the Genji will come out from Ares. How are they going to find anyone? What is countered with the EMP there? We are seeing Moira ult, but it might get hacked out of it, we don't know. Unfortunately for Fupa, it does get a pick onto them. They do get a trade from the Sombra here, Virus for Virus. Unfortunately, I just think it fell on the side of Dryazm at 2-0 on this point, which means it's 1-0 to Phantasma Dryazm here. Both teams played that so well. I'm really enjoying this Mario though on this Orisa. I'm finding that they're doing so much here with the spears, making sure that they're always on the point contesting. We are seeing a bat play from Ryzen though. which we do see a huge lamp come out as well, which was I really enjoyed Ryzen on this map as well. I feel like the lamps have been very, very good. But as we go into the next game, it will be a little break for you guys. I do apologize. Hello guys and welcome back. Sorry for the delay. We just had a few issues that are all sorted and ready to go. We do have some bans. We've got the Orisa from '07. We've got the Genji Moira from Phantasma. And then finally we've got the BAP again from '07. See, last map we finished on the 2-0 to Phantasma, meaning the score is currently 1-0. A great ban though on that Orisa, as we've seen Mario on that Orisa last map was very, very good. Just constantly giving space for the team, constantly getting them picks that are necessary. We have some player swaps though. We have Ares out for N from the side of '07, and then we have Dryazm out for Fanta. It's going to be interesting to see if they bring any difference to each team. We are seeing them run out again in this ball comp. Again, we see that nobody's very comfortable on this ball, but we are seeing Mario on this Ram, which is interesting, obviously, as we did get the Orisa ban here. Both teams are ready to go in. Let's go. Let's see how this goes. Sombra does use Translocate here to get in Fizz, and we are seeing a bit of damage from that Widow from Fafita. Fafita does get a pick onto End here. A clean headshot from them, and getting a pick onto Kara as well. What can't they do? Nobody does get a huge slam though onto them, however falling very low. But Berger does get a pick onto Bees. It's looking like it's already down to Phantasma here. Ball probably is going to try and get some contest here. Maybe they are looking for it, I think. Nope, they do not contest here. But the Sombra is probably going to be looking more to try and pick up this Widow, as we did see this Widow get some crazy shots off here. And we do see it again, just as I was saying it as well. But nobody just get a pick onto Fafita here. And getting a huge slam there. Unfortunately finding no one though, but the Sombra is looking for a hack here. Just get a hack onto Lucio. Are they going to jump on this Lucio here? Unfortunately not. The ball is looking to jump back a bit, as Berger does get a pick onto Kara. The Sombra and the Lucio are just looking to scope out who they can get. Nobody is forced out by this Lucio and Ram. Fafita does get a pick onto this ball here. We do see them swapping over to the Freya, probably just because obviously when you've got heavy dive comps like Ball and Sombra, it's very hard to play Widow into that. So they're swapping to Freya just probably for more mobility here. The Ram is pushing up with the Lucio, just trying to create that space so they can get that cart progression. Ult-wise, nobody is coming very close up to his mines here, but a slam onto Fafita. However, he's forced out again. However, I am looking to probably see these mines come out soon. However, from the side of Dryazm, they do have this Lucio ult to combat that. We are seeing the mines come out right now. Unfortunately, catching nobody here. However, forcing them all into this area. They cannot push back through that way, as they are mines completely blocking it off. But the ball is forced out, as falling very, very low here. Both teams, like I said, this is looking very dominant right now for the side of Dryazm. As the ball is just contesting, getting a slam onto the Lucio here. However, falling about half health, we are seeing an ult come out from Berger here, and we are seeing the Ram ult as well, getting a pick on 3 people here. Huge ult from the Soj from the side of Dryazm. Very great to see though, them utilize that Sojo, only using that one ult. However, they have used Lucio here. It's going to be very interesting to see what they do here. We do see the Frey ult coming out here, but finding no one. Unfortunately, Cleanse was used by Kara, falling very low here, forced to come back into spawn to get some healing. EMP has came out here. Are they going to be able to capitalize on nobody getting a pick onto Glue Eater and Fanta here? Huge EMP from Bees here. I'm really enjoying that Sombra from Bees. It seems that they're always trying to find them hacks, using EMP at the right moments. It's very nice to see. And it's finally they are able to stop them pushing here. Hopefully they can get that momentum now just to continue them stopping pushing. That wasn't great English there, guys. It is 3 a.m. in the morning for me. Just bear with, bear with. However, nobody is finding a pick here, but Glueater getting the pick onto Rich here. A huge pick. We are getting the slam from the ball. Unfortunately, not able to capitalize on that. But they are looking to get that contest here. However, they are forced back as they do not have the speed from the Lucio. Fafita does get a pick onto the end here. Nobody getting a pick onto their Lucio. They just need to run in now. We do see the mines here. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to find anyone, but it does split up the team here. You know, we've got the Freya on one side, which Bees does pick off here, and nobody getting the pick onto Burger here using the mines. Again, just looking like it's going to 07 here. Great performance from this ball and the Sombra combination as well, especially with the rest of the team as well. They do have so many ults here from both teams. Fafita does get a pick onto Bees here, and it is using the ult here. We are getting a bit of an ult cluster here with the Kiri ult, the Juno ult, and also the Freya ult here. And it's looking that it's falling towards more of Dryazm here. They're going to have to get a touch here, which the ball does touch. Unfortunately, they don't have any ults to follow up on this, as Mario does pull out the Ram ult here, getting a pick onto nobody, and ultimately just clearing up here. It is looking like Dryazm are going to get the full map here with 2 minutes and 41 seconds left. A lot of time for them. Definitely a lot for them to do with. I mean, both sides I think played very well. I think the side of Dryazm was really strong, pushing it for the second point. They did get held up though quite well from 07 into that third point. As I said, I'm really enjoying to see this ball and Sombra combination. You know, he slams, she hacks, you know, it's a great combination, and I'm really liking Fafita this game, showing a very versatile hero pool with the Widow and the Freya, as we see in the last map as well. They were not on them characters, so it's great to see them, you know, switch up a bit, and then Mario on the Ram as well. It's a very good game so far. I definitely think 07 can definitely pull this back here. They've just got to play to their strengths a bit more. Like, you know, what they're really good at is, you know, singling out targets, you know, making sure that both the Sombra and the ball are both on them. So if they just stick to that, they should be able to push it quite far here.
They have this coming.
We are seeing that Dryazm are hiding in this little room here. Are they probably looking to jump on them straight away? I mean, the Mei hit swap here is very good, especially on defense. You can always use the Mei wall to block off the other team, as we are seeing the ball come here very fast. So they're probably trying to look for an opening here just to help their team push in. And we are seeing a Tracer here as well instead of the Sombra, which is very nice to see. The Tracer is getting some heavy damage here, but following up on the ball, getting a pick onto Fafita. Fortunately though, Kara does fall to Mario, meaning that they are down a support here. Will they still push in? It's looking like they are going to try and force him back just a little bit. However, nobody is falling to half health here. They're going to need some healing here, but Kara isn't there to heal them as they are in spawn right now. However, they just came back. Fafita get a pick onto Rich here. And it's looking like their team are just being forced to pull back a little bit. But Mario just find End on the way out. Nobody is looking to try and get on that high ground back there, trying to control them, trying to take some, just trying to take them, to follow them really. The Tracer is following up with this ball, however the ball falling very low. Are they going to get a pick onto this ball here? The Tracer is there to support them. Is the Lucio going to die here? No, they do get supported by their Juno. But Mario is falling very low. We did see the Sombra, I keep saying Sombra here, the Tracer will come out finding no one though, unfortunately. We are seeing quite a few ults on both sides coming up. We have got the Freya ult coming up, especially with the Ram ult as well. I'm probably looking to see this Freya ult come up very early here, as you kind of just throw out Freya ult on cooldown because you can farm it so fast. So I'm expecting to see that come out soon, especially with them all grouped up on the high ground. Traitor is on the high ground here, just looking to get some damage done. Yeah, on the Freya. The Freya does fall very low though. They can possibly get a pick onto here, but the Juno does help them. We do see a beat though come out from the side of Dryazm, forcing them to just do a beat engage here. We're not seeing a lot of movement here, but we do see the Freya come out onto the Lucio. Will they get the Lucio pick here? We do see the trade from both sides. Arguably a better trade for Dryazm as it's to a support. And then the rest just clear up here. Unfortunately, nobody just needs to get out here as the rest of the team are unfortunately in spawn. And they do get out. We did see a cleanse come out there, which was definitely something, but you know what? It works. He's back up, he's ready to go. The Soj does fall quite low here, however, does manage to get out. We do see the Soj ult come out here from Burger. Will they get the 3k like they got previously? But we are seeing to combat the Soj ult, another Soj ult from End here. The Juno ult does come out with the beat as well. It's very interesting to see all these ult come out at the same time. Who's going to take the battle here? As you've invested quite a lot here, you really want to win this fight. Blue Eater just get a pick onto Kara, and Blue Eater just fall very low, which Bees just get a pick onto Blue Eater. Unfortunately, Blue Eater has been spawned, but the ball is trying to find some picks here. We do see an early 3 ult here from Kara, forcing Dryazm to come back a little bit. I am expecting them to push back in again, however, they don't have any ults yet, but they are falling very close here. Unfortunately, a huge mind from 07 there, and nobody. Blue does get the pick here, but I don't know what that's going to do for them. Burger does get a pick here, but Blue does fall to End, and nobody gets the pick onto Burger. A great attack from the side of 07, especially their mines, just completely blocking them off and forcing them to fall into that. We did see a lot of ults there, and ultimately it just came to which one can come on top there, which is good to see 07 bring it back as it was coming up to overtime there. They do only have 2 minutes on the clock here, so nobody and Bees are probably looking to take their attention away from the point so they can push. However, they're not having none of it. They're pushing in a little bit here. We are seeing the Ram run after this ball, and then Fafita is looking to back off the rest of their team from this point. And does get a pick onto Burger though. This is prime example for them to push in here. However, and does get another pick onto Fafita. However, falls to Mario. Very unfortunate. We also see the Ram ult come out here. Does get the Lucio here. We did also see that Tracer ult come out. Unfortunately, again, not finding anyone. And Bees is unfortunately fell to Fanta. And it's looking like the Soj might get caught out here. Will they be able to get out without dying here? Unfortunately, they did fall. Very unfortunate. Quite a big stagger for the side of Dryazm. That's exactly what they want. And it's looking like they've just took control at this point now. Fafita is on that high ground, just popping some loads of damage into them, stopping them from pushing in, really. As for the ball, does get picked off here, and we are seeing another Lucio ult. Again, we've seen him do this twice in this map now. Ult-wise, we do have 3 ults on the side of Dryazm here. I'm expecting to see this Freya ult come out anytime soon, maybe with a Juno ult as well. But we have got End using his Soj ult here and getting a pick onto Fafita, and Beast getting a pick onto Blue Eater as well. But we do see Burger also use the Soj ult here. Are they going to be able to get a pick here? Their minds are absolutely massive there. Unfortunately finding no one though. We did have a Junior allowing the Ram to push in a bit more. Burger getting a pick onto Bees though. It's a huge pick for them. And then we are seeing the Kyriot come out from Kara here. And then when he ults. Mario getting 2 picks there, with Berger also getting a pick onto the Sword, forcing him to overtime. Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to be able to touch here. And now that is 2-0 to Phantasma Dryazm. Some great performances there. This ball really shined again in this map. They were really using their minds very efficiently here. And then for Vita, also again on that Sword and that Widow, great performances all around from both teams. Unfortunately, it's just that Phantasma Dryasm just got the final. There's just the final touch there. But it is looking like we're going to a break right now. Please tune back in for the final map. Is it going to be a 3-0 or is it going to be a reverse sweep, guys? We don't know yet. I'm ready.
Arriving at Watchpoint Gibraltar.
Hello, Kaizen, and welcome back. It is currently 2-0 to Phantasma Dryazm. However, we could see a reverse sweep happen here, guys, as O7 have chosen to go on to Watchpoint Gibraltar here. Bans, we do have a Diva and a Farah ban from O7 here. And then we have the Tracy Kiri from the side of Phantasma Dryazms. We do have some switches as well. Bees is out for Ares from O7 and no switches from the side of Phantasma Dryazm. Bans wise, we are seeing that Farah ban again. We don't want to see a Farah here, as it doesn't really play into what that side, what O7 play, as we've seen them a lot more in this ball, the dive comp. However, we are seeing them a bit more on this Widow Hanzo, which is going to be very interesting to see from them, as both sides have both got like a very hit scan heavy DPS line. With Kara also on the Mercy. We've not seen a Mercy Ana come out yet, so it's going to be very interesting to see how that's going to play out. Maybe the Mercy is going to pocket, however they do swap to the Ana here, Ana break. And we have got the Orisa back for Mario, so it's going to be very interesting to see if they're going to be as dominant as they was in that first map on this Orisa. However, dive is very like heavy on this map. It's very like dive orientated map. As we are seeing them just trying to get some post damage on each other. The Widow is looking for some picks here, but Fafita does get a pick onto Kara here. I guess again, I see Fafita and quite a few heroes here. I've seen there's a lot of versatility here. Also getting a pick onto this Hanzo as well, just clearing up in that side. The ball is forced to pull back just a little bit. I'm really enjoying seeing them like abuse this high ground, really, as it's kind of what you have to do in Watchpoint Gibraltar, especially when you've got a very good hit scan like Fafita. But speaking of Fafita, does unfortunately die to end here, getting a huge rail here. But Mario does get a pick onto nobody. But Kara falling very low, falls back into spawn. Hopefully he just doesn't get picked off here, but Break does throw that lovely pack to their Ana. Usually in this type of comp though, your Ana would be kind of paired with your Break here. So I would love to see that happen. However, you know what, it doesn't happen all the time. You know, you don't always have to stick around with your Break. It is looking like the Brig is kind of staying with the Soj instead. Maybe just to let the Soj have more free reign on this high ground. However, Burger does get a pick onto the Soj. With that Storm Arrow. Storm Arrow is very interesting, it does so much damage. But we are seeing a huge dynamite from the Ashe. And just looking to get some poke damage here, but nobody falling very, very low here. Nobody just looking to get some damage out here, but however, Burger does fall here to Rich. And Ares also falling very low here. Ball using a huge... And the ball is just looking for an opening here. But the Orisa does get a huge spear onto the Soj here, using Juno as well from the side of Phantasma here. Burger getting a pick onto Kara, also using Orisa ult as well. Nobody, it does get a pick onto Burger, with Mario also getting a pick onto Rich here. A lot of ults coming out from both teams, and it's looking like Phantasma Dryazm is coming out on top here. With 1 minute on the clock, and for O7 I'd be quite nervous at the moment. How are you going to push it just that little bit just to get to that first point? However, nobody is caught out by that Orisa and the Juno, having to run very far back. Unfortunately, just leaving their team in the front by themselves. They will come back very fast though. Phantasma also really abusing that high ground again. We've seen it in the first bit, and now on the second part of this point they're also doing it. But we are seeing a Nano Genji blade here, however, completely cut down from that Orisa. However, they still get 2 picks here onto the Juno and the Hanzo here, with the Bob also coming out. is forcing their team just to push back. FIFA does get a pick onto end it and nobody falling very low. Are they going to get the pick, just the touch just in time? Unfortunately not. Meaning that they do cap the first point here for 07. That's exactly what they want here. They want to cap that first point. And some great picks there from Ares there with that Nano Blades. Really just allowed their team just to push in and forcing Phantasma just to push back here. If I was nobody right now, I would be trying and get some people off this high ground. As you've seen, they always stay at that high ground, especially with the 2-hit scans. A very poke-heavy comp here. But the Fafita does fall very low with a huge slam from that ball. Unfortunately, just not able to catch Fafita out. But what Fafita can do is get a pick here onto Kara. But End just get a pick onto Glutia, and Burger does get a pick onto End here. There are 2 people down here, but ult-wise, we've got 3 ults coming up from the side of Phantasma 07 here. I'm probably looking to see these mines come out soon, maybe forcing them into that little lane there, which they do see the mines come out here, forcing them off that high ground, which leaves Arista quite by himself. However, they are going to try and rotate back up to their team again. However, the team's just a bit split up right now. If I was nobody here and the Genji, I'd be trying to pick one of them out. However, Ares does try and get a pick onto that Hanzo, however, falling very low and having to fall back here. We are seeing the Hanzo come out also with the Ilario as well, getting a pick onto the Kara and the Ares here. And nobody falling very low, falling to Vita here, forcing 07 just to push back again. Again, with 60 seconds on the clock, they've got quite a bit to push. They are definitely going to have to figure out how they're going to push it here, as they've only got 1 ult here, which is a Soulja ult. However, they are coming quite close to that Ana ult as well. They've just got to find a way of getting them off that high ground, as Ares falls very low, but Burger does get a pick onto End, forcing them to have to stay back, as that's one of the main ults they have here, just to be able to push the plot a bit more. But we are seeing the Original come out very early here, unfortunately getting no one. I assume that was really just to push their team back and just to waste some more time here.
It's go time.
We are seeing it End use the Soulja here, but we are seeing a bit of an ult cluster here of the Juno, the Bob, and also End here. But Fanta does get a pick onto Ares with nobody also getting a pick onto Gluita here. It's a great pick on both sides there. Both of them one pick there, but Kara falling very low, but is kept alive there. But Phantom does get a pick onto Rich here, and unfortunately, the rest of 07 does fall here. Very unfortunate for them, but Mario is just clearing up here. Ares getting a last-minute attempt to touch here. Unfortunately, I just don't think they're going to be able to do anything. Genji does come out, but does get cancelled by Burger. Yeah, it's a great push from 07 there. Unfortunately, just not able to push it the full way, as the side of Phantasma really like to abuse his high ground, and I just think 07 just need to work and trying to just get him off that high ground, as once they have the high ground and just stay there, very hard to push into that if you don't have the hit scans to fight that. As we're seeing from the side of Phantasma, that they've got 2 very strong hit scans who are very comfortable on different hit scan heroes. However, End is putting in a good fight on the Soj. So it's very interesting to see so far. We are seeing them swap over to the Sim Soldier here. The Sim, I imagine, is just to try and help with the rotations. Like when you have a Sim can kind of help the flow of the game. Sim can take you on high ground, Sim can take you to the point faster. It's a very great ability to have. However, it can be used against you really, especially with the Ana. You could probably, as soon as they TP, you throw the anti-nade and you roll anti-nade at that point. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out here. 10 seconds until we go in. Nobody is looking to probably just get this early slam onto them here. However, they are coming up from the high ground, looking to sim TP probably onto the high ground right there. Yeah, as they are looking to get that TP there with the Moira. They are looking to get that heavy damage. However, the Mario does fall very low and is currently sleeping. um, forcing them back into that room there with Javelin Spear. Is it? But Widow falling very low here to the ball. However, the Larry just come to save them on the bottom. With Fafita just get a pick onto Ares here. Um, and Burger getting a pick onto End as well. Fanta also getting a pick onto the break here. We are seeing Ares swap over now to the Sode, probably just looking to get that hit scan duel going, as they do have 2 hit scans that are just dominating right now. Forcing that ball is going to have to come back a little bit, and just looking to just get that one-off hit there on the Hanzo here. With the Orisa trying to force them back a little bit, trying to get that cart progress, but nobody just get a pick onto Fafita here. This is going to enable them just to push up as the Orisa is on the point, and the supports are just by themselves here. But nobody is going to come back to try and peel for their supports here. But Orisa is having none of it, just pushing them back with that sphere. We are seeing again though Fafita onto that Freya. We've seen them quite dominant in the previous maps on that Freya, so it's going to be very interesting to see them do it again. Unfortunately, nobody does get picked off by Fanta here, basically meaning that they kind of just don't have a tank here. They're going to have to push back here unless they can get a pick onto Mario right now. Both teams are just... Mario is looking to get a pick here onto End, and does indeed get a pick. They're probably going to get a pick here onto Ares as well. Fanta getting a pick onto Rich. We do see the Orisa come out here just to kill Ares here. It's very unfortunate. We do have the Widow Wall enabling them just to see where they all are, where they're positioning, what they're looking to do, especially with that ball. That ball's trying to make the sneaky plays. It's basically puts ball out in the open, but we did see Burger get a pick onto End here. A clean headshot from Burger as well. A lot of diversity from the side of Dryazm, but it's looking to be a 3-0 to Phantasma. Dryazm. Some great plays there from both teams. Unfortunately for 07, Dryazm just seemed to have a lot more cohesion with each other. And we are seeing Fafita with that play of the game here. Yeah, as I said, both teams played just so well there. As for MVPs currently, I mean, one of them is very clear to me right now. I am all for Fafita on Phantasma for numerous heroes, but if I'm going to highlight one, I'm going to say that Freya. That Freya was very, very good. Just giving constant damage, really just constant damage onto their team, really forcing out their tank and stuff like that. So that's my MVP from the side of Phantasma. However, from the side of 07, I'm gonna have to give it to N for that Soj. They were getting constant picks on the Soj. As I did like that nobody on the ball. I just feel like just maybe need a bit more versatility from them. But we are going to be doing MVPs. Not MVPs, sorry. We are going to be doing some interviews now, which I think, Walker, if I'm not correct, we will just be going for a little break just to get it all sorted out right now. Amazing. So we will be back with some interviews, guys, from the managers from both teams. Hello, Kaizen, and welcome back to the interview portion of the stream. We are joined from the captain of O7, well, not the captain, the manager, sorry, of O7, Magic. Say hello.
Hello, Kaizen stream. This is Magic. How's everyone today?
Yeah, I bet they're good after seeing that. It was great performances from both teams. Unfortunately, you guys didn't pull it back. However, I do think you guys put a great effort in. So that leads me to my first question. What do you think your team did well today?
What my team did well is first off, our compositions looked 90% clean. Obviously, still room for
Yeah.
refinement, as everything is.
Yeah, I really
Players looked
enjoyed
sharp.
the ball sombra dive. I really enjoyed that. I thought they were really cohesive as well.
Players looked sharp. Players looked good. I liked our coordination on some of our dives. Some could be better. We're not perfect, as everyone isn't.
100%.
We're only
It's a
human after
great,
all.
exactly. It's a great mentality to have for your team. And definitely, you know, did you have any like strategies coming into this? Like, you've played this team before, obviously. So, do you know what you wanted to do coming in?
Oof. As I said, the last time we played this team, it was some players were the same, but most at the minute are different.
All right.
Because the last time that I played this team was back in IOL.
Oh,
Again,
right.
this was going way back in IOL, and I cannot complain about Mario Judah. He has definitely grown as a tank player, and
Yeah, a very strong Arissa today.
a lot of their players have impressive skill, both
Yeah, 100%.
mechanical and game sense wise. Impressive skill.
I mean, it's good
One
as a
thing I will
manager that
say
you
is
can. Oh, sorry, go on.
One thing I will say is I will give props to their DPS. Their DPS were giving us quite a bit of trouble, and I will give my props to Nobody and the rest of my team. I will give
100%.
prop. I will also give big props to Kara stepping up as our flex support due to barbecue chicken being on vacation for 2 weeks, and us
Oh,
currently having one of our other support players suspended due to unrelated reasons.
oh yeah. I mean, ultimately, you guys still showing up. You still gave a good performance, and you ultimately just tried your best, and that's all we can ask for when it comes to these games that we stream. That you all just give it your best shot. And you know what? It's not the outcome you wanted, but it's not over for you guys. You still got the losers bracket to come through. You might meet them again in the finals. Which, as I said, what's next for you guys? That leads me to my last question. Like, what's your plan now? You guys gonna do some VOD reviews, some scrims? Just trying to
Our
figure out how
plan,
you can carry on going.
our plan definitely is first relax, get everyone out of the zone of being in the game, in the mode, let everyone relax, have level heads, take a bit
Yeah.
of a break, come back to it. Definitely look at where we could have improved map by map, play by play,
Mhm.
and then start working and implementing those just the little tweaks, the little changes of fight plan, how we coordinate our dives, target focusing. But
Yeah,
at
exactly.
the same time, at the most part, it's really just about having fun.
Exactly. That's what you want to do,
Just
isn't it?
yeah, we go back, look at what we did well, look at where we need to improve. But at the end of the day, all we really come here for is having fun.
Exactly. And you know what? You can have fun, and also as you do, you just play really well together. I think today was just a bit of an unfortunate event. But I think next time you guys come back, keep having your fun and keep that good energy. Um, and I imagine next time the outcome might be different. But
Um,
that's all the questions I have for you, Magic. Is there anything you'd like to say just before you go? I mean, normally it'd be a shout out, but I mean, I think you shouted out a few people earlier. Is there anyone else?
Uh, in in all honesty, my shout out would be just appreciation for my team.
Yeah.
Thank you all for the hard work and the dedication you put in over this past season and pre-season. Had a troubling pre-season with certain events
Yeah.
as well as bringing on new members of the team who have integrated really well, meshed with our team, meshed with our values. As well as I want to give a big shout out to Shadow. He's been a massive help in helping us make this team, develop it, mold it into what it is,
And it's
and
molded really well as well.
just say that yeah, while the results aren't what they were today, it was mainly due to an unforeseen event and just unfortunate circumstances that we had to leave.
Mhm.
That we couldn't use one of our best players in Femto, unfortunately. But at the end of the day, all I can say is GG's to all, and to all a good
Exactly.
night.
Yeah. Some great sportsmanship from Magic there, and Kaizen, we will be back with an interview with the manager from Phantasma Dryazm as well. Thank you so much, Magic, for this interview. It's great to see some different insight from the management, especially. But yeah, thank you for the games today as well.
No worries. Thank you all for being here, and a special shout out to Finny and is it VM or VW? Okay. It is currently
WM, yeah.
it is 10 to 4 in the morning. I am absolutely
Oh
tired.
yeah.
Also, before I leave, this is my first day back off vacation. I've been traveling for 2 days.
Oh God. So hop back off, come back off a vacation and hop on some Overwatch. Just how we love it.
It was on vacation for 2 weeks, managing my team while I was on holiday. Come back, manage my team from the luxury of my own house again. Might
It's
not be
always
the result we wanted, but hey, what can you do? Life is life.
exactly. Yeah.
And
And you
special
know what?
special shout out to our casters, to our
Thank
caster,
you so.
and our video
Oh
crew.
yeah.
None of these streams can be done without them, so give them some love.
Thank you so much, Magic. Very nice
And
words from Magic there.
Vinny, I expect to be seeing you at the '07 Christmas party during the IL season.
Oh yeah. Right, well, we will be moving on now to Phantasma Dryisms now. Thank you again, Magic, and we appreciate the shout out, We do work hard.
Oh, no worries, guys. Great being here.
Thank you.
See ya.
Hello, Kaizen. We are joined here today from Phantasma Dryism's manager, Mario here, who was also the tank as well. We've seen some strong plays on the Orisa today, which leads me to my first question. What do you think you and your team done really well today?
I think our team handles pressure very well. We're able to fend off a lot of the dive that they did throw at us because they were honestly, a pretty coordinated ball team. It was giving us a few troubles
Yeah,
here and there.
100%.
So I think our best thing that we can do is we're able to bunker really well, and we're able to just take lanes and take aggressive angles very, very effectively, and just kind of sit on point, cart, whatever it would be.
Yeah, which we've seen a lot of, like your heavy brawl, but also with a mix of poke as well. As obviously you played a lot more brawl tanks, as your DPS played a lot more hit scan. Which we've seen you guys a lot more on the high ground, just staying there, as you said, like very bunker. Which moves me to my next question. What strategies did you guys have coming into this game? Was there anything in particular you wanted to make sure happened?
Yeah. So from what I heard from like just watching codes and just hear people talk about is this team's really, really proficient on the ball comp. And so I was expecting that a lot of the time, which is kind of what my bans were based around too, is just to try to hinder their like hinder the effectiveness of their ball comp.
So you're
And
saying instead of just banning the ball, you wanted to basically make the ball more as an individual than a team thing around your
no,
bans.
no, we were trying to ban ball the whole time. We just couldn't.
Oh, oh yeah, because obviously the first bans.
Yeah, we got the first step. That was our first ball ban.
I mean, it would have been a great idea to ban the ball. Obviously, it did end up in to your guys' favor either way. Um, which brings me again to my next question: is what's next for you guys moving forward? Now you've just come off a strong 3-0. What's your next game? What's your plan? Are you guys going to keep going strong?
I honestly, I hope that we can keep the momentum going, but we do have our weaknesses, and inevitably we are gonna face some really strong people. Like for example,
Hmm.
Phantasma Penguin did end up beating us, and so that's really the only opponent that I'm looking to strengthen our core for because
Yeah.
they are a really good team to play against. So that's really all we're looking forward to doing, just keep the momentum going for when we have to play them eventually, if we get that far, which I'm confident that we
Hoping,
could.
yeah, yeah. I mean, confidence is key, ensuring that your team is, ready and prepped. As you said, you've lost to them before, so what's next? What are you going to do? Like that's what you need to think about. Which I'm sure you are. I mean, as you said, you've been watching codes. You've been really managing as you should be. Um, is there any like shout outs? Anyone who's been helping you throughout this process?
Honestly, my DPS line for making it very easy to play against a lot of matchups that we have. They're able to just kind of give us a +1 in the in the neutral, and we're able to just take a lot of space more than normal because I like to walk forward a lot. And so if I can get that space that they give me, then I'm gonna make sure that we can get the objective in. So honestly, I have to thank our DPS if anything.
Yeah, and obviously, like, I mean, I thought your tank today was really, really good. I loved that Orisa. I mean, your spears were crazy. um, but congratulations on your win today. And that's all the questions I have for you. As I said, a great performance from your team, and you've really persevered today. So it's going to be very interesting to see how you guys move forward from the point of view from the production team and Kaizen. So thank you for putting up such a great show.
Yeah, I'm glad I was able to play against a pretty strong team. I wish them luck in are they in losers?
Yeah, there you go. So
Okay,
yeah,
yeah, maybe we can play against them again if they make it through the losers. I don't know, but I'm just looking forward to seeing our next game.
100% forwards and upwards. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, Mario. We appreciate your input, especially from the tank and the manager as well. But yeah, that's what I think we've got for you now. Thank you so much.
Yep. You all have a wonderful night. Bye bye.
And you, thank you. And that Kaizen is the end of the stream. It was a 3-0 to Phantasma, but a great performance from both teams. Please ensure you follow us on all of our socials and just keep tuning in to every stream as you will have some very amazing streams coming up, especially coming up to the later seasons in Kaizen. So yeah, thank you guys for